I'm telling you right now, OBJ is a complete travesty. You can get so lit. I understand that, like, you're happy about your team winning, but like, hey, let's not be completely ridiculous.
I mean, I get it. He was over the top, but this OBJ though, right? That's his persona. This is what he made his name off of. Coming into the league so brash with the blonde hair. You know what I mean?
Blonde mohawk,
the curly blonde hair though.
Slapping asses and then getting into fights with big fans and nets and stuff.
Right.
Remember he tried to fight a goddamn kicker's net?
But shit, look at the NBA. They fight fucking mascots.
I'm cool with that. By the way, I love what the Milwaukee Bucks are doing. They're WWE before every game. The Lopez brothers just beat up the Greek Freak in like a Dudley Boys type match. I love it. They bringing the championship belts out. As a wrestling fan, I dig it. I'm like, yeah,
right.
Let's do it.
But let's be realistic. First and foremost, I know this ball and buckets, and we try not to curse, but fuck Joe Burrow.
Fuck Joe Burrow. That's how we starting this week off.
I'm just saying.
Fuck Joe Burrow.
Like, come on, let's be realistic. You know what I mean? Right, wrong, and indifferent. They tried to cover it up and say, oh, Odell was handing out fake money, right? Joe Burrow.
Dumbass.
Which is a transfer, by the way. He was trash at Ohio State. Couldn't get on the field.
Not a transfer. He graduated Ohio State and is there as a grad student. Wasn't even like he just enrolled. Didn't transfer. He was done.
He could have. Simply because, well.
5th year.
This is his 5th year. He played 2 years there, though.
Sat.
He ain't sit out no year.
No, he sat. He was on the team. He never saw the field. Like, he sat like we sitting right now.
No, at LSU, he played 2 years.
Did he? I thought it was just one.
No, it's 2. This is second year.
Oh.
But he want to come out, well, you know, since I'm not a student athlete anymore, it was real money. Like, you do know the NFL is a brotherhood, right? You do know you're supposed to keep quiet about certain things and just keep it within, you know.
You know what though? So I was having this debate with people earlier this week, and I don't see him even on his best day for real making an NFL.
Oh wait. This is Ball and Buckets. This is your guy Pretty Flacco.
It's the guy Diddy 314. We rolling too deep right now. We doing a 2-man weave. Yeah. Dub's on the bench.
Dub is on suspension right now, you know. He's suspended for 1 episode. He's paying a fine to the commission, things of that nature. He got a tech. He was wilding. He was Odell Beckham wilding.
Showing all calf meat, whatever. That's for country cousins if you want to hear about his calves. Okay. You were saying?
So I'm just saying, like, you're supposed to have a certain amount of integrity and keeping certain things in the locker room.
Like you said, I think you said perfect, a brotherhood.
Right. So, by him doing that, he's already shown that he's separated himself from, which all quarterbacks do have an ego. They act like they're a part of the team, but they feel that they're the team. Granted, he had an outstanding year in football, but let's be realistic. It's college. Those windows going to be much, much tighter in the NFL. I don't think he's going to be a great NFL quarterback. I think he's going to be Ryan Leaf.
And it's funny, like when we're on a show like this, you kind of want to have varying opinions, but I can say 100% of this, I 100% agree. I don't even think it's like necessarily like Ryan Leaf. What he reminds me of is like, if you look back, and I hate to be like just using the same school as an example, but when I look at like Marcus Mariota, you had a fantastic college career. Mm-hmm. On paper, be a monster in the NFL. Didn't work out.
I wasn't high on him either.
I was. So that's when I see Joe. My thing is like, if I see Marcus Mariota, in college, I had him here. I don't have Joe Burrow there.
Right.
And if he didn't do it, Joe, you ain't gonna do it. Jameis Winston. You look at his college career. I was like, oh yeah, you're gonna be a monster in the pro.
Right.
Shout out FCC. Your boy's garbage.
He's not garbage though. I think if you look at Winston's stats this year, right?
Fantasy stats.
Great fantasy stats, but let's break it down, right? So his team was playing from behind, so they forced him to throw certain games 50 sometimes. You never want you don't want Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, Peyton Manning. Drew Brees, you don't want none
Lamar
of those.
Jackson had to throw 45 times. You're like, that's a problem.
That's a problem. You don't want no. Realistically, you don't want your quarterback really throwing more than 30 times.
Yeah.
So
You want him to throw 30. You want the running back to get 25 to 30.
Exactly.
Max.
Balanced offense, right? So Winston was put in that situation where he had to throw too much.
And maybe I said trash to, like,
Hey,
spit it out, but like...
What'd he say? Look at the stats. Look at the stats. Right? He know he got turnovers. He's one of the greats. Look at the stats. If he fixed that, he'll be one of the greats. He'll be the GOAT, greatest of all time, goddammit.
Crab legs. Crab legs. So, yeah, I just... Beckham, he wilded out a little bit because I think now he's got a warrant.
A warrant.
For little grab ass.
So
little grabby.
It must be something in the water in Louisiana now. You got Joe Burrow snitching. Now you got the cop upset and things like that. Like
he touched my butt. And it was at first when I heard it, I thought it was a female cop. I'm like, oh shit, he groped her.
Right.
He gave but no, it's a male cop.
It was they were celebrating, bro. Like when last time LSU they won with trash ass Les Miles, right? The only coach I could think that's worse than Les Miles is two. Is Jeff Fisher and Jason Garrett. I know that might hurt all these Cowboys fans, but...
No, you know what? I'll allow it. Because
So,
at least Les Miles got a ring. I'll allow it.
Les Miles wrote the back of, like, I would say the second greatest collection of college talent ever. Second or third greatest collection of college talent.
Third.
Okay.
The U's 01 team, probably the first.
Most definitely.
Second,
Reggie Bush USC team.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I don't want to give him that just because I'm a hateful person. I want to say there's got to be an Alabama team that was better. Alabama had a team when like A.J. McCarron was the quarterback. That defense, damn near everyone was a first rounder.
Thank you. That's defensively, right?
Yeah.
But the U balanced on both sides.
True.
USC was balanced on both sides.
Let's not talk offense.
Clay Matthews.
Okay, fucking Thor.
Ray Mogaluga, whatever.
True, I do like him.
And then they had another linebacker. I can't think of his name right now.
Okay. All right.
Then
I'm just hateful. That's
they
all.
had Taylor Mays as safety.
Yo, I'm just hateful.
All right.
I'm telling you, I'm showing my transparency. I'm a hateful person.
I get it.
I don't like USC. I'm hateful. Hey, if you're a USC fan, what's the word I'm looking for? Fuck you. So if we on this whole alphabet thing, we talk about OBJ, we talk about LSU and the NCAA and the FBS championship. Let's go to another. I'm gonna give you two letters, and you just tell me. We're gonna play a little name recognition.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you two letters.
All right.
And you just tell me first thing comes to your mind. AB.
Great receiver.
I kind of felt like I led you, and I think that's what you just decided to come with.
Right.
Because I think you're trying to play nice.
Tragedy.
Do tell.
But this might be my caveat. I think he's set up for one of the greatest comebacks in NFL history, though. Right? So think about
tell. Give it to me. Greatest comeback? Okay.
So think about it like this, right? What does America really love?
A comeback story.
Comeback story. Every fucking body has turned their back on AB. Today, you know what happened today? His agent cut him.
Good. If Drew Rosenhaus cuts you, you are an asshole.
I think, so one thing that's going against AB, a lot of it is his fault. But another thing is he's in the limelight, right? So everything is magnified. The situation that happened with him and his baby mom. I don't know the particulars of that situation, but I do know he streamed it live for whatever reason. He too much of a social media diva. But he's a once in a generation type athlete.
I really think he's his worst enemy.
Oh, yeah, I believe you.
Because not just, like, streaming the baby mama thing. Like, if I look back further, like, when I first started to have my eyebrow raised and be like, you might be an asshole, is when you live streamed in the Steelers locker room after the playoffs. That's breaking the brotherhood. Like, you have just...
No, but it wasn't nothing that was protected. It wasn't exposing anything. It was just...
You shouldn't have done it, though.
It was just... I get it. It wasn't right, but it was just... It's not no D'Angelo Russell type shit.
No. I'm not saying that. I'm not
Okay.
calling you a snitch. I'm just saying, like, but you have broke the sanctity of our locker room. And I just think that he's completely been one of them people all about me, which actually, you know, my feeling is a wide receiver needs to be that. Like, I am perfectly okay with a wide receiver being a diva. I think that should be a prerequisite. If you're a good wide receiver, you better be a diva.
Great. You have to be great.
To be a great receiver, you better be a diva.
Right.
And I feel like with him, he's taken that attitude, that moniker, a bit too far.
That's fair. I agree with that.
And now with the music, hearing that 2 minutes of trash, I think it will work in a strip club. There is an audience for it, but I also think, like, bro, you just reaching, because I think he's almost got, like, an addiction to social media. Like, he doesn't know what to do. Because he still has money, so it's not like he's broke. So he's not a tragedy on that aspect, but, like, he's tragic because he needs attention, and he just craves it.
You know what that's called? That fame monster.
He has one of the biggest fame monsters on his fucking back.
He was bit by it, right? He can't
let it go.
It's just the same old story. Came from nothing.
Yep.
Right? Came from nothing.
Miami, right?
Right. And then he wasn't drafted. So he felt like he was disrespected and undervalued.
Chip on the shoulder.
Outperformed every contract he's ever had in the NFL.
Because he's undersized.
Undersized. He's just a freak athlete, though. Like, this man wakes up out of bed in shape. He wakes up, gets up. Oh, I'm in shape. Okay, let me go run. But I think so. Drew Rosenhaus, right, cut ties with him, but he sent a letter to the NFLPA and said that he's willing to work with him in the future only if he seeks help. So Drew Rosenhaus knows the potential of having this client, but he wants him to do X, Y, Z. Does he need help? I think in society today we lean too much on mental health. Not mental health, but all this therapy and things of that nature. But I do think in this situation, yes, he needs someone to intervene. Someone that's not in his circle. He doesn't need any yes men around him. And he does need someone to have that real conversation with him. But here's the thing, though. It's only one person that can help AB. That's AB.
AB don't want help.
Right. Speaking of great diva wide receivers and things of that nature, what about your boy T.O., man? They keep constantly disrespecting this man.
He wasn't in the top 100?
Right.
They put in Larry Fitzgerald.
He wasn't on the top 10. He wasn't even... They say this man is not one of the top 10 greatest wide receivers.
That is...
In 100 years of football.
I think that truly is based off of, like, your attitude and your antics caught up with you. And it's one of those... When they're like, they'll get you back, and you're just like, whatever. That's how they got him back. Because really, in the grand scheme of things, we all know, T.O. included, that he's a top 10 wide receiver.
He's a top 3.
We know, right?
Right.
But what's the biggest insult to him? What hurts him the most?
His ego. This is hurting his pride.
This is hurting his pride. So this is one of them things like, obviously, you're a top 3 receiver. Anybody with 2 fucking eyes who's ever watched football or has any kind of common sense go look up the records, be like, all right, where is he? He's obviously a top 3 receiver, but this is literally like, you were an asshole for so long, we know how to get you with your ego.
But here's the thing. He didn't fit the mold, right? But that has...
He didn't fit the personality mold, he fit the physical mold.
Right. So it goes back to, like, my profession. You know what I do for a profession, right? You have to be able to make decisions absence of emotion.
Yeah.
Too many individuals have emotions attached to this. Like, I feel he was a terrible teammate. Who gives a fuck? What did he do between those lines? That's what we looking at, right? No disrespect, no slight to Larry Fitzgerald, right?
He's not as good.
Since he came out of Pitt, who was really game planning for Larry Fitzgerald? Even in his prime, who was really game planning for him?
I think you were game planning for him, but you weren't game planning for him on the level that you have to game plan for T.O.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, even with Marvin Harrison, who was really looking for Marvin Harrison?
You were looking for the whole package, not just him.
Right. T.O. was the receiving core. T.O. could do everything. Slant, take it to the house. Right?
He was physically imposing. He did not mind
going across the middle.
He did not mind taking a hit or giving one.
Mm-hmm. So
I get you.
don't disrespect this man's legacy like that. And that's what they're really doing. That's what they're truly doing.
But it goes back to like you had that coming because you weren't asked for something. Like knowing what you do is profession. Like at the end of the year, do they give out a year-end bonus?
Sometimes.
Now, sometimes could you
depends on your incentives in your contract.
Could you be on the bubble with certain things? Like I know I can give you A. You earned B, but I could give you A because of maybe other things you did, right?
Mm-hmm.
So instead of you earned B, you're going to get this amount. But because of certain things you did or your personality, your ethic, I'm going to give you A. To me, it's just clearly one of those things.
So, but here's the thing, though. We got to look at who's making these rules, right? And
it's not a fair game.
So, but realistically, let's put it in perspective. Let's put it out there. Who's making these rules?
Old white men.
The same people that said that black quarterbacks don't have the mental plight to play this position. They need to. They too athletic. They need to go be a receiver. You know what I mean? So therefore, you cannot truly judge without bias about these players. Because think about it. The same thing they ridicule and tear down T.O. for, right? Calling out teammates, being brash, this and that and third. They praise Tom Brady for it. Big Ben, they praise Big Ben for it.
I hate Ben.
Right. So who the hell is Ben Roethlisberger to say, hey, you need to run your route harder. You need to do this. Like they're praising Baker Mayfield for the same things they tore down Odell Beckham for being. But they call Odell selfish, a loose cannon, immature. But they say Baker, he has the it factor. He's a leader. Like first and foremost, Baker Mayfield hasn't proven shit in the NFL.
Correct.
But hey, that's just my 2 cents. It's pretty Flacco. That's what it is.
But it's funny. Like I think the NFL definitely has this double-edged sword. You know who also I feel has this double-edged sword when it's funny too because it doesn't matter in this particular league. I don't know if they even care about the race. They just have a double-edged sword. The news this week, which is having some big ramifications, and it's one of them things like I don't think we've ever seen it to this extent in our lifetime ever. The Houston Astros getting caught cheating.
Whoa.
And like without a doubt, you cheated.
Right.
And it goes from the coach, the GM to
the
players, you cheated. So as the dust settled, the Houston Astros fired their coach, fired their GM. A player, Carlos Beltran, who had something to do with it.
But they didn't punish any of the players.
Hang on. He was a player at the time.
Right.
Who is now a manager of the Mets.
Mm-hmm.
Got fired. Hadn't even managed a game.
He got fired?
He got fired today.
Oh, wow.
The Boston Red Sox manager, who was there at the time, was helping with it.
As a bench coach.
Fired.
Mm-hmm.
So, riddle me this. Should the Houston Astros, even have that World Series? Or should there be an Astros? I kind of think you should take it away. But then again, we've never seen anything like this. So, like, you take it away and do what?
We have seen something like this.
No, in baseball. Hang on. No, time out. I think I know where you're going, but before I want you to go there, just hold up.
Okay.
To me, it's funny that you give Pete Rose a lifetime ban from baseball for betting on his own team, yet you give them, you're fired, and a year, they were getting a year suspensions, teams end up firing them.
Mm-hmm.
The only time I can see anything like this is college basketball. I think of Michigan Fab Five. When you find out they cheated, you took all of the Final Four. It never happened.
Right.
What were you thinking?
1919 Black Sox.
Of our lifetime. But what did they cheated?
Right. They cheated.
And
right?
what did they end up doing to them?
All of them got a lifetime ban from the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Right? And they took the World Series away from them.
Did they give it to someone else, or they just said it didn't happen?
They just vacated it. So we have seen this behavior in baseball.
So do you feel should that World Series be taken away? And if you also think about it, also on that team that year, Jose Altuve won the MVP.
Right. So I get what you're saying. Like I think the sanctions for the players, the same way that they're treating my guy, BB, Barry Bonds, and not letting that man into the Hall of Fame.
Which I still think he'll get in.
By not letting him in the Hall of Fame because he took steroids allegedly, right? But steroids don't give you a competitive advantage like that. What they did,
competitive advantage.
You know what I mean?
And if you don't know,
now you know, baby.
But basically, what they were doing, they were watching the video, Tron. Basically, what the catcher was doing, and then they would bang, which was so funny because it was so damn simple, yet it worked. They would bang on a trash can in the dugout so the hitter would know off speed, fastball, or whatever was coming. Right. So, and it's one of those things too. Like, I don't care who you are. If you were on that team, I'm gonna assume you did it too.
Mm-hmm.
And you won the World Series, like you said, competitive advantage. So, should they have that World Series vacated, and should Altuve lose the MVP? Because I don't know if you heard CC Sabathia's comments, because they were the ones in the ALDS. CC was like, "Fuck that, y'all cheated."
Right. So I get it. I'm not a fan or advocate of vacating anything because it's already done. It's in history. You can't take it back because they already won, right? But what you can do is, they're not eligible for the Hall of Fame.
Right? Which ones?
All the players.
Damn. So Altuve, who's
because he's built to be the man. Him and Mookie Betts, they're faces of the league, right? So, yeah, hit players where it hurts because every player wants to leave a legacy. Every great player wants to leave a legacy, right? They want something to tell their kids, their grandkids, that, hey, I was the man, or I was one, like whatever athletes, period, right? So, I would ban them from the Hall of Fame. I'm sorry. It's tainted. Because now it's crazy because you're punishing the player but not punishing the player by firing Carlos Beltran. He shouldn't have been fired. He
never even managed a game for the Mets. You're firing him for something that he did as a player 2 years ago.
Right, but you're not punishing the players that was there at the time.
Uh-huh.
He's the only one that got punished. So it's like a double standard.
I guess Pete Rose is probably sitting somewhere like, what the fuck?
I mean, hey, Pete should have been in the Hall of Fame. That shit personal. That shit worse than T.O. shit. Because they coerced that man into admitting that he bet on baseball. You do this one thing, you admit, we'll take care of you. He admitted it, and they still shitting on him. Just because of the legacy of the commissioner that banned him for life. That's stupid.
Hey. He was betting on his team to win, though.
Right.
So it kills me. He was betting on his team to win.
In the words of the late great Pimp C, hey, get up off that monkey shit because you embarrassing us.
Of course, we had to have a Ball and Buckets episode with a Pimp C quote. I don't think anything gets better than a Pimp C quote on a Thursday.
Life.
In life. Now, we've talked about cheating. We've talked about OBJ. We've talked about AB. Now, let's talk about the return.
I mean, this shit just makes me want to fight. I'm just saying. That's how pissed off I get about all this dumb shit going on.
Let's talk about the return. You talking about a fight. Let's talk about the man, the loudmouth himself, Conor McGregor, coming back fighting the Cowboy this week. Have you seen the interviews with Conor? This man is docile as shit.
I think Conor is more humble now.
I think a fucking court case will calm your monkey ass down too.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I think he's been humbled, but Cowboy is on 1,000 right now.
You have to be to fight Conor,
bro. I seen this interview last night with Scott Van Pelt on Sports
He's a goofy looking dude, but he does work.
Right,
love Scott Van Pelt, SVP,
and fucking Cowboy, boop, 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 boop. Every other sentence.
Did he have his cowboy hat on?
Nah, he didn't. I think this is going to be a dope ass fight, but it's going to be a really tough fight for Conor. Simply because they're fighting at a catchweight of 175. So Conor going up in weight.
Conor went up a lot in weight.
Right, like 20 pounds or something. So it's not going to be a walk in the park.
No.
Because if you're in the fight game, all my fighter friends know. Whatever fight.
Shout out Sella.
Right. Shout out to Sella, Rich Homie C, Ian, all them boys. But everyone knows, whatever you fight at, you walk around naturally like 20 to 30 pounds heavier.
Yeah.
So.
He put on a lot of weight.
Case in point, if Cowboy Cerrone fights naturally at 175, that motherfucker is really like 195, 200 walking around. Conor coming up from 155-ish, 160. So he might walk around at 170, 175 every day, right? It's a difference, bro. Like, it's a difference when a 195-pound man is hitting you versus a 170-pound guy. Like, okay, that's cute. Pink, pink. It's like the bronze bomber hitting you versus Floyd Mayweather.
I think, who do you think is going to win?
Legacy wise, I think, okay, two parts to that question, right? I have a 2-part answer. I think I think and I want Conor to win. Simply because I think if Conor loses, this is gonna be detrimental to his legacy, more so than Cowboy. Cowboy got the records. Cowboy got the most wins in UFC history, most knockouts in UFC history, the most stops in UFC history. So his career, his legacy is solidified, sealed, stamped. You know what I mean? One of the greatest fighters of all time. Conor right now, Conor was Linsanity, because he came out of nowhere for real though. Like, think about it. In the fight game, let's talk about transition, right?
He came from from Pride or whatever.
Let's talk about UFC in the fight game, right? Transition, right? For the longest, it was Silva, Anderson Silva,
Spider, and
then John Jones.
But you're forgetting, for the longest it was Spider and it was GSP.
Okay, right. But then it transitioned to John Jones. Everybody was on John Jones' wave. Then he started doing dumb shit, getting in trouble. Then all of a sudden,
but you're also forgetting Chuck Liddell, Tito Ortiz, Rampage.
They weren't as big as these other fighters that I'm naming though. Like,
Chuck was pretty damn big.
He wasn't a John Jones. He wasn't on the level of John Jones.
No. Skill level, no. But as far as pushing the needle for UFC, yeah.
He was... Okay, so think about it, right? NBA. MJ carried the league, right? Clyde Drexler was a damn good player also. So, same type of comparison. In my book.
Okay.
So, John Jones will get in trouble doing all kind of crazy shit, right? Then Conor McGregor, boom, out of nowhere. No one was really talking about Conor 5 years ago. Then he just saw a couple, oh, okay. Then he won 2 belts, and then they was like, oh, he's great. He's great. He's entertaining. You know what I mean? He's like, since you're a WWE fan, he's like Shawn Michaels. He wasn't the greatest, like physically, wasn't the best ring performer, but he was entertaining as hell.
So you want and think Conor will win, right? So let me ask you this. I'm going to take it a step further. Who needs it more?
Conor.
I would agree with that. Conor, well, actually, I take that back. I don't. Because I feel that even if Conor were to lose this fight, because he cast such a huge shadow over UFC, he still probably will get one more shot at something. He'll get one more fight. So I think Cowboy, it would be, no pun intended, a feather in the hat if he were able to beat Conor. So he could, with all the records he's got, he could still, like, beating Conor will still mean something. I think Conor needs it, but he doesn't have to have this. He can probably get one more off of the name alone. 1. Not 2, but 1. I do think Conor could win. I don't think Conor will knock him out. I think he could win on... It'll be a very entertaining fight. But I think Conor will win, but it won't be like a knockout. He could win on, like, a decision.
Here's what Conor has over Cowboy. Skill set. Conor could... Striking. That's Conor thing is striking, right? He could knock you out with power with his fists or his feet. Cowboy wants to brawl, right? So therefore, I think that will play more so in Conor's favor.
But like you said, though, we don't know how it's going to play because Conor had to put on a bunch of weight. I think with him adding the weight, I don't know what his stamina is going to be because you added the weight, and you've had quite the layoff.
That's true.
You've had quite the layoff.
You're gonna have some ring rust.
I do think it's telling though, and I almost worry about him in a way because if you've changed your attitude and everything, your demeanor so much, like this is a different Conor. He's a very contrite, very calm person. It was also interesting that interview you had this week with Ariel, whatever his name is, and he was talking about before that Khabib fight, like he was drinking heavy,
right?
Even in his training. He was drinking, fighting people, taking 3 days off, drinking, fighting.
He's Irish.
True.
That's what the motherfuckers do.
He said now he hadn't had a drink in 4 months.
So
he didn't drink in any of this camp.
So it seems like he's more focused, right? But again, like look at his interviews, right? You say he's quiet,
contrite.
He's
humble, damn near like sad.
The motherfucker's so focused, and that's what I'm saying. Like, if he loses, it's gonna be a downward spiral. He's gonna because you gotta think about it. You gotta psych yourself up, the ego, the mindset, your mind, where you gotta go to like physical combat, bro. Like. That's what motherfuckers that's not in the fight game. They don't understand that you have to go to a dark place. Like you have to look at this person that you fight as your enemy. Like you got to be willing to die. You got to be willing to kill that person. It's kill to be killed. And I'm not saying that lightly. You know what I mean? That's why after the fight, you see after combat sports and things of that nature, you see so many emotions come up. You see people cry and things like that. You know what I mean?
I could never understand after a fight how you could hug the person we just fight. Like, I couldn't see it. I couldn't do it. Like, we can be cool. Like, I need to, like, to your point, like, I need some time to, like, decompress.
Right.
Like, after the fight, either win, lose, or draw, like, I can't be like, good shit. No, like, we can't do that.
Exactly.
So, this weekend, it's going to be a big fight. So, Cowboy McGregor, you got Home versus Pennington. You got Pettis versus Ferreira. It's going to be a decent fight, but obviously the one everyone wants to see is McGregor versus Cowboy. Everything else is kind of secondary. Alphabet week, man. OBJ, AB, UFC, cheating.
Cheating.
I guess the last thing to talk about is we're down to the last 4. We're down to the nitty gritty. We got KC taking on the Miracle. That is goddamn me, King Henry, trucking cats. And we got San Francisco and we got Green Bay.
You want to hear something funny? What my guy say, Honey Badger, he said he hit King Henry during the season, right? And swore to God that his jaw was broke. Hey, Robert Earl. Don't talk shit about King Henry no more. Like, you talking about some of them guys act like they ain't want to.
Honey Badger's Mathau, not. Are you talking about Earl did?
No, I'm going back to Earl real quick.
Oh, okay.
I just switched to Earl. Talking about some, we built different over here. The Patriots act like they ain't want to hit them. Bro, we seen you trying to tackle them in the open field. You ain't want to hit that.
I think one of the best pictures I've seen circulating on the internets is that picture from the national championship game where Henry is standing there. I think it's at the coin toss, and Ingram's standing there next to him looking like his son.
No, Ingram.
Ingram's standing there looking like King Henry's son.
Right, King Henry the second.
Boy. But so, I mean, we down to it. And anyone who knows me knows, first and foremost, I hate the Packers with the passion of 1,000 suns. I hate Aaron Rodgers. I've never been really a Brett Favre fan. And it has nothing to do with the catch. That just gave it more of why I don't like the Packers. So I would really like to see San Francisco beat them. Like, I would get immense enjoyment out of that, especially for all the Packers fans.
You know what's crazy? I'm a 49ers fan. Right?
You are?
Yeah, I'm a 49ers fan.
I respect them.
But I still have a sour taste in my mouth for how they made Cap the scapegoat of them sucking all those years, right? So I kind of want the Packers to win because I respect Aaron Rodgers so much and his skill set. Like, that boy great. He's back. I think I want him to get at least another ring. But I want Andy Reid to get a ring more so than Aaron Rodgers to get a ring.
I want Mahomes to get a ring. I really guess, are we saying then we're saying KC? Mm-hmm. We're going to go on and say that they're going to... Well, I don't think their defense can handle King Henry, but I think their offense will outscore King Henry. So I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. King Henry is going to run all over them.
But that's, if King Henry gets loose and running all over them, that's going to play in Tennessee's favor. Because how do you beat KC? Limit their possessions.
Yeah.
How do you limit possessions in NFL?
Run the ball.
Run the down ball. Smash mouth football. That's why they always, historically, they always played their running backs before they played their receivers.
Yeah. I'm hoping for KC. So the San Fran Green Bay, you're gonna go on and you're rooting for Green Bay.
I wouldn't. Okay, I'll put it like this. I wouldn't be upset if Green Bay wins.
Okay, fair enough. So there you have it. There you are. This week has been another episode, and you know what? Dub needs to give us our just due. We kept it good. We kept a good episode. Make you know what? In fact, just to prove that I feel that good about it, like, please follow us on Instagram, ball_and_buckets. Make some comments. Say, hey, Pretty Flacco and DD314 did their thing. They're fine. We don't need a babysitter.
Huh?
Don't need somebody holding our hands.
Huh?
Telling us what to say.
All in the videos.
Dancing.
All in the comments.
Looking like a raisin. All jokes aside, thank you. You can follow us where all podcasts are. Like, subscribe. What does she's got to say?
Hulu has live sports.
Hulu has live sports. Thank you.
We out, bitches.